Hey guys, hope you're going well. Today I wanted to chat about some of the other bits and pieces and things that I've been watching in the month of September. There are always so many things that I don't get to do standalone reviews on, so this is always just a nice way to sit down and have a more informal chat about the month. Let's start with the newest and biggest blockbuster, and that would be Ridley Scott's The Martian. Now, I didn't do a self-contained review on this because I don't know, I actually don't really have an excuse. I just didn't really feel, I wasn't really blown away by it. It was a good action, science fiction, epic rescue mission. Matt Damon is stranded on Mars. Matt Damon was really good as the scientist, botanist Mark Watney, but yeah, I don't know, something about it, he was good. Everything else was good, but somehow the finished product just seemed a little bit flat and wasn't the big grand adventure that I was kind of hoping it would be. There were these articles floating around the web as well about Matt Damon and how many billions of fictional dollars the US government has spent on saving him, because in so many movies he's been lost, Saving Private Ryan, in Interstellar, and now again in The Martian. So I thought that was really funny. Oh, Matt Damon just needs a lot of rescuing. Next, I also saw the roided up boxing movie Southpaw starring Jake Gyllenhaal. This came out a couple of months ago at the end of July in the US, and then it came out the end of August here in Australia. And I wanted to see it because I am a huge fan of Jake Gyllenhaal, especially in the last couple of years. He's blown me away with his movies such as Enemy, Prisoners, and in Nightcrawler. It was probably one of my biggest performances from him from last year. So I was really curious to see Southpaw, not because I'm a huge fan of boxing movies, but more because I had heard so much about his transformation, how he got really muscly and huge for the role. He was really great as the lead character. He really felt like the kind of guy who knew nothing but boxing. That was all he knew and all that he felt like he was good at. So if he couldn't do that to the best of his abilities, then what was his life sort of worth living? And I thought he was great. He was the best thing about the movie for sure, his performance. But going back to the story was just so familiar. It felt like something I had seen before, even though I'd never seen the movie before. It was one of those stories that was so familiar that I felt like I'd seen it again and again and again. The writer of this movie, Kurt Sutter, had done some great things in the past. He's done a bunch of episodes for Sons of Anarchy and also The Shield, but this was his first feature screenplay, and yeah, it was just really boring. Now onto a movie that I could see no flaws. I mean, it probably had some, but to me it was pretty much the perfect comedy action movie, and that was Spy by writer-director Paul Feig. Now, he did Bridesmaids in the past, which was awesome, and then he went and did The Heat, which I didn't like, but now he's redeemed himself again with Spy, starring Melissa McCarthy, who sometimes I love her, sometimes I don't, but in this movie, she was just awesome. You know, it's a spy send-up, and she just rocks it. The humor was really on point. I liked the banter between Melissa McCarthy and Rose Byrne, who is amazing, can we just say? And even Jason Statham, who I rarely like in anything. He was hilarious in this too, so I loved it. I thought it was a really good time, and Paul Feig is doing the new female Ghostbusters, so fingers crossed that is just as awesome. Star Wars. I've been rewatching Star Wars. Okay, so we've got the new Star Wars coming out before Christmas in December, Star Wars The Force Awakens, but on TV they've been playing all the movies every week in order of episodes, so I've been rewatching all of them. Last night was Star Wars Attack of the Clones, which was, okay, I have to back up a little bit. I have seen all of the movies, but I feel like I've seen them in bits and pieces, talking about the old original 70s movies. I've seen them, but I've seen them out of order and probably not in their entirety, here and there. But the new movies, the ones with Hayden Christensen and of course the Phantom Menace, I did see when I was younger. So they were my first introduction to Star Wars. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people because for most people, their first introduction to Star Wars were the 70s movies. But The Phantom Menace was the very first Star Wars that I ever saw, so I actually really like it. I know heaps of people don't, but I really like it. Last night saw Attack of the Clones, and of course Natalie Portman is just the best redeeming thing about the movie. Hayden Christensen, yes, I'll agree with the masses out there, he was the worst casting choice ever as Anakin Skywalker. I mean, he is just like cardboard when he delivers his lines. Yes, Hayden Christensen. Where is he now? He's probably still digging himself a hole for being so bad in those movies. Anyway, it's been fun to kind of watch them in the lead up to the new movie, and next week we've got Revenge of the Sith, and I know that's not the most popular one according to a lot of people, but I kind of like it anyway. Okay, on to TV. I am excited to talk about Fear the Walking Dead because you probably know that I am a massive Walking Dead fan. So of course I was really excited to see Fear, and it's also cool that it was a 6-part series, really short, but enough to kind of tide you over until the next season of The Walking Dead starts. If you don't know, this Fear the Walking Dead is a prequel to the Walking Dead series, so this sort of happens before or in the days of the zombie apocalypse. I really liked it for what it was. Of course, again, the characters are never going to be the same as the characters in The Walking Dead who we've been living with for 5 seasons now. So of course it's always going to be a little bit of hesitation going into a new cast. It was pretty much the smartest financial move ever for the Walking Dead franchise to do a spin-off series, and it was just really clever marketing, a really clever idea, and it worked for Walking Dead fans. The last new show that I have been watching, I am still very undecided about how I feel about it, and that is Scream Queens. Genre mashup. Think of Glee, think of American Horror Story, and mash them together. Could you get 2 television shows further from each other in the spectrum? I don't think so, but the love child that they created is Scream Queens. Emma Roberts, she is playing a character very similar to the character that she played in American Horror Story's Coven, and she is awesome. I could just watch the whole show about her. She is so good. Only 4 or 5 episodes have aired so far, and I kind of like it, but at the same time, I'm just not sure. If you didn't know, it's all set on a college campus, this particular sorority house, Kappa Kappa Tau, which is led by the Queen Bee, Emma Roberts, playing Chanel. And basically there is a murderer on the loose, and every week somebody is killed. And so some of the characters are trying to get to the bottom of this murder. Who is it? What has it got to do with the sorority? It's just a crazy, crazy blend, and I think I like it, but I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it over a sustained period of time. I think it's just one of those one-season wonders, and it might be kind of cool for what it is, but I don't know if I would be interested in watching it over a long period of time. Cool, they are some of the other things that I've been watching this month in September, and probably the first week of October as well, snuck in there. You can leave me comments in the comment section down below. You can let me know what you've seen, if you have any other recommendations for what I should be watching. I always love your recommendations. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my other movie and TV reviews, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!